Hello and welcome to my Blackwell build. So here we're just getting rid of the other building that was here. So this is the second one. This one is for team number 2. It consists of Emma, Xander, and others. And the reason for why I don't fully remember all the names is because a lot of them I named new and also kind of went off my original idea of them, like not off based on, off as in I changed it. So I'm sorry if I can't remember the names, but yeah. So I decided to add the pool portion with the fountain in the front instead of the back of the house because it just it had a perfect landing that I had easy access to it and just looks so much better from the front. I was worried, I'm like, how are people gonna get in the house? Like they can't really walk front, but then I was like, it just looks too nice. Why am I worried about that? I have no reason to worry about that to such an extent, and if there is an issue with that, I can fix it later on after, getting through it. But, it's fine, and it looks very nice, so don't have a reason. And here, I was, really trying my hardest to try to make everything symmetrical. You see me trying to do it again and again, trying to make everything look symmetrical, and it is, so hard for me. Obviously from here it looks like, oh, okay, I just figured out like that. It's not the case. I feel like I probably built for the second time. So that's where I got around from that. Originally I told you, I had it in the back, and me having it in the back, so I changed that all around too. I deleted and then created new with this one. So yeah. So that's that, and then just trying to figure, okay, what can be done, what kind of floor plan do I need from the bottom to the top and down. See, I'm trying again to make everything symmetrical, face. I have such an issue with that. I don't know what it is, if it's OCD, whatever the heck it is. I don't know, I make something, I want it to be perfect, I want it to be symmetrical, I love symmetry. Asymmetry for some reason freaks me out. I have no idea why, but yeah, I just want everything to be symmetrical, and I want it so bad, but I always end up accidentally not having symmetry, and then by itself being asymmetry. So yeah, how many times have I said symmetry so far? So yeah, now I'm just trying to figure out the vibe. My original thing for this was basically I wanted it to be based around Greek, ancient Greek houses, and that's why I was kind of going for the pink color at the top, which I'm sure ancient Greek houses probably don't have, but it was a completely stone, featurette. So I was like, maybe that wouldn't look so bad. But luckily later, I figured it out. I'm like, okay, you know what? I gotta take this stuff seriously. It's a house, and we're not in Integrate right now. We are not doing a decades challenge. We are trying to create a functional home that looks good enough in Host Ranch, but also represents everything I want with Amelia, Emma for short. She is the daughter of Aphrodite. JK, but that was kind of I'm very into Percy Jackson. This was my original plot pattern from my books that I wanted to make later on. But now I'm just I take influences from that thing that I had way back when, and I apply it more realistically nowadays. So teams are all there, the characters are all there, they have little bit inclinations alongside with that, but nowadays they're more original, they're just completely off from that. Aside from the personalities and some other like tweaking with that in order for me to have a proper um, relations with them and their traits and their personalities, their way of life. But luckily I've switched over more just me being original and it being my thoughts and absolutely having nothing to do with that. So I'm super happy on that. Just took me so many years to get rid of that, you know. But yeah, I finally actually managed to make the rooftop correct. But you see, yep, there we go. That isn't so bad. They have like that type of stuff in the Midwest. They have that type of stuff in the mid-California, like this type of architecture. It is like so everywhere within the whole US. So for me to think that can only be used in that roofing and that style can only be used in Oasis Springs is completely wrong. So yeah, it can definitely use in Horse Ranch because where else can it be used, honestly? So yeah, and then you see my little motifs to Aphrodite with the front with that harp, the slablet that I found, which is so nice. I really didn't even know that existed. Like so many things I'm discovering and I'm finding out, and it's such a fun experience. So yeah. And yeah, I just want to like add some ivy, but I'm also trying my best not to go overboard, and also I'm trying my best to try to make it make sense. And I am succeeding. So having those little pink details and green details, and you know, trying to minimize it too in a bit. So this is like, I feel like it's one of the very best exteriors I've ever done. It's actually quite smooth. I guess, well, that makes sense considering I had to do this thing like 2-3 times. And that bad luck of mine extends even to the interior, which I had such a beautiful, long, sweet, hard-working indoor creation, just got ruined by the recording software, and it didn't stop like it was supposed to stop recording, and it just kept loading, and then when I finally decided to turn it off, because after hours of it not, working, and it wasn't able to be saved. I was like, it just happened like 10-15 minutes ago. I was like, I am so devastated. I'm so torn apart between that. It really hurts when something like that happens. It doesn't matter if it's from a game or if it's at school or if it's anything like that. When you like work hard on something and it gets kind of like torn away from you by sheer luck, it really does something. It really does something to a person, and then I feel like it really for me. But it made me appreciate that, even though I lost that, at least I did it. At least I have this footage. At least, I have the memory of it. Of the tiredness that I felt from doing it 3 times. The happiness that I felt after completing it. The enjoyment and self-satisfaction I feel that I was able to actually do this. That I thought so many times of giving up on. But luckily I did not. I really went out of my comfort zone with this. You can see this so many things. Like, usually I just add these random things and then like it becomes somewhat incohesive. So I was just trying to test around the type of exterior that would work very well and didn't take a person's eye away from it looking too different. So just me experimenting with the different foliage until I decided, I'm like, alright, we're just gonna go with the original plan of it being like a romantic garden, where romantic garden stuff is so used so much. And we went with that alright. We are going with that. But I'm also adding these extra things, but I'm like, no, it just looks too bulky, and I'm just trying different swatches to try to, like, sometimes I feel like one thing is placing furniture, another is just trying out different swatches on different items, and then from there, like, basing the swatch, the design around those items. It can be very helpful when you're really, like, kind of stuck like this, or that you feel like it's taking so long. You can just take a step back, look at what you've placed already, see what's kind of in that, and just kind of go out of your comfort zone. Just trust the process, and you'll be so much more happier and feel a lot better and a lot more positive by just going with it, by just going with what's there, without thinking of perfection, without, perfecting it to such an degree. Just enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. It's always about the journey. The end thing can be nice, it can be bad, it can be super great when you do it again, but it's about the journey. And hopefully I learned that, because now we're getting to that portion of that journey. So yeah, just me showing the front part of the garden, the front, and then we have an ode to Aphrodite in the front with that statue. She is rising from the sea levels, alright, and gracing us with her beauty. And then on the back portion, that's what I just, off screen, here is the spellcaster, here is the main Lady Emma's bedroom, washroom, werewolf room, spellcaster room, celebrity room, kitchen, beautiful kitchen, honestly, so chef's kiss, beautiful, so different, and definitely same with the living room. I just love that I did this, so great. And now I'm actually placing things, making things go up now. How did I live without that? And yeah, I'm showing the front more now. Just trying to show again, running the back portion, having it zoom in more there, and me just zooming in to him, because this is how I feel. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed.